Just gone 14 minutes past 8 as we continue this morning, coming to you live out of the Kurtuba Islamic Academy this morning on News and Views. And at around 8:30, just to remind you, we've got Dr. Azam Tamimi, British Palestinian academic and political activist, who is going to be with us in studio here at the Kurtuba Islamic Academy. But before that, we are going to be focusing on the big story in South Africa today. All eyes on Cape Town, the Cape Town City Hall this evening. The President Cyril Ramaphosa delivering his eighth State of the Nation address, and also taking a look ahead at the administration. Do they have cause for any celebration? And many political analysts saying that there is very little to celebrate. And we are talking with political analysts this morning. We're joined by Dr. John Molepo. Dr. Molepo, good morning to you, sir, and welcome to the show.
Morning and morning to your viewers.
Yes, we've heard so much over the years, particularly President Cyril Ramaphosa as well, the State of the Nation address. And looking at the past, many are saying that this possibly could be another dam squib, a lot of talk, very little action. And there just seems to be this sense of negativity ahead of the SONA, Dr. Molepo.
Well, I think the issues raised by people are really genuine because we've been having many SONA. Also, I felt what has been done in the last year to address those particular issues. I think we're likely to get the same messages that we've been getting in previous years. But what is important with this piece of the nation address is that it could be hit hard in case we do for coalition arrangement in South Africa as the ANC-led government. But that is something that we can see if it happens after the elections. But this could demonstrate people what will happen in South Africa, what they need, and also the milestone that the ANC-led government has achieved. They should reflect on those things and tell us in this particular few months that is left, what is it that they are going to do? And his State of the Nation address should actually convince those who are yet to vote in this coming election that indeed the ANC government has delivered and is still going to deliver. So this SONA, it is very challenging for the president because he needs to reflect. He must reflect on what he has done as a president and also what promises South Africa in case the ANC government comes back, which means they might also come back as the president.
Yes, but also, Dr. Molepo, when one looks at the last few SONA addresses that President Cyril Ramaphosa has made, and even if we go back to 2018, the Tuamina speech, last year he spoke about the new dawn, which is what many have termed the new dawn speech. But what we've seen is pretty much the same. It's rhetoric that is being repeated over and over again. Yet, we see that there seems to be very little action. Now, is this a reflection of his presidency where it's all talk and no action?
Well, we wouldn't say that all talk, no action. There is an instant way there was an action that came from the president. But the majority of the people of South Africa felt that the president lacks that leadership thing. He's undecisive. He always calls out a lot, and he ends up not taking that particular decision at a particular moment. So that's why most people are saying that his leadership is characterized by the fact that he's lazy, absent, and many other things. I think he's too much consultative also tends to think that he's not there, he's absent. But not only that, but the president, he went with the question of a ticket of high moral ethical standard. And now the president was caught up napping on issues of pala and many other issues like state capture. We still have we still have some reports, some people of the ANC who are yet to be to be taken to task. Zizukotwa Gwedemantashe Fikilem Banulo in this capture report. What has it done? So those are the issues that maybe perhaps Ramaphosa people feel that because of when we are thinking of high ethical moral standards, then now what happens with what we have seen in South Africa, the new dawn. But what is central in this thing, my colleague, is that the unemployment rate is too high. The economic condition of our people in South Africa has worsened. The triple P actually is at the climax level. So then ask yourself, in this whole administration, what have we witnessed? I'm sure maybe some can contribute that we had lockdown, COVID and so on, but people of South Africa are still wanting or still looking those particular opportunities, jobs. They want to see their life changing. But that's why they end up saying that Jacob Zuma did well than this particular president. Because at that time of Jacob Zuma, unemployment, young people, business people were getting those particular opportunities. Now you went to this particular new dawn that people thought is going to bring opportunities. Now things have worsened. Look at the price of the bread, look at the rise of unemployment, look at the condition of our people in South Africa. Then it tells you what is it that has been done in the ANC-led government. So those are the questions that we should be asking ourselves. And then in his reflection of the State of the Nation address, must take confidence to the people of South Africa that this is what should happen and how, given this particular limited time, am I going to achieve this as the president?
Yes, and also Dr. Molepo, I think this is what opposition parties are saying as well. They want Cyril Ramaphosa to outline some practical steps to address some of the issues that you've been speaking about. You spoke about unemployment, the rising cost of living, and this is what the nation is expecting from Cyril Ramaphosa. Practical steps that the government needs to take, but also at the same time, this SONA is absolutely critical for Cyril Ramaphosa in terms of defining his leadership, his presidency, and the government in a general, because we are in an election year. So this SONA is going to be absolutely crucial in that respect as well, because we know he is possibly even expected to announce the election date.
We're yet to see what is going to reflect, but like I said in the beginning, that South Africans really lost hope with many things that are happening in South Africa. So we are yet to see if indeed the president is able to achieve within that particular time what should be achieved. Like for an example, people are still sad about like we indicated, the condition of South Africa. So what I'm trying to say is, in his speech today, he must really try to convince the South African that indeed he will come back, and if people still vote for the ANC, if people vote for the ANC, he will be able to do bad. But given the history and then how the South Africans are currently, as some of us who are giving analysis, we find it difficult, and we ask ourselves when and how will it be possible.
Yes, but also I think what is important, and it's going to be quite interesting, because there have been shortcomings on the part of his administration and Cyril Ramaphosa himself. The question is, will he admit to the nation at the SONA in terms of his shortcomings, particularly ahead of the elections and the elections that are looming, Dr. Molepo?
Well, Ramaphosa has been the man who's very accountable. He always specify and account and say, I apologize for doing this thing. You can see even in speech, in his the ANC January 8, he mentioned, he accounted to people that we have not done much to a point that we're supposed to do. And I think even here, the man of accountability is going to account surely. But the question remains whether in his accountability there is going to be change I would like it to be changed. Also, our people are not gullible anymore. People are, when people are hungry, my colleague, we are likely to see dangerous things happening in South Africa. So, failure of the government to provide what we call issues of employment to people really it's a serious challenge to the society at large.
Now, we've seen with the last few sonas never ever short with drama and theatrics that have been playing out, particularly we've seen with the EFF, and we've now learned about new house rules to minimize SONA disruptions. Although these house rules are saying no, it's not aimed at any specific party. The whole question surrounding the leadership or some of the leadership within the EFF who will not be allowed because there have been certain restrictions that have been placed on them. But we've heard even Julius Malema speaking about it, that even in his absence, the EFF will be there. What are we expecting? Because we know we've seen this over and over again. He mentioned that during the Zuma era, he says, despite his criticism of Zuma, they were never ever banned from attending the SONA under Ramaphosa. It's a completely different story. Are we expected to see a lot more of these theatrics also possibly playing out?
Well, the ethics of the EFF has actually, in the beginning, made sure that the young people or those who are saying he's radical, they resonate well with him. So, but now we just want to listen to this president to tell us what exactly is going to happen. But I think also with the ethics that come from the EFF, actually makes it interesting to the politics of today of South Africa. But also, the EFF also has put pressure on like it or not, we must be honest about it, that the EFF has put pressure in South African politics. Therefore, them being outside parliament, it doesn't signal that question of democracy. As much as we want to obey those particular rules, but it does not speak well to the question of let us listen to the side, the other people, and give them an opportunity for participation as part of democracy. But also, we must also adhere to the rules which are there. But I think, in broad sense, that these are the characteristics of the EFF, and then it's working for them because of it appeals to the general masses. Those particular, not those who are middle class, those who love to see anarchy and many other interesting characteristics in South African politics.
Yes, and I think just looking at it from the masses and the general public, and we are seeing certain reports in terms of what are the expectations from ordinary people, people like yourself and myself. Now we've already seen that there are many that are saying that they're expecting no great expectations from the SONA, and also at the same time they said they have little hope. As far as the State of the Nation address is concerned, empty promises that will not solve 15 years of crumbling infrastructure, service delivery, corruption, the unemployment, all of that. And again, people, we see that generally people are skeptical ahead of what President Cyril Ramaphosa is expected to say.
Yeah, look, we general society is expecting Cyril Ramaphosa to address the issue. Also, those who are from the social sector, our people expecting Ramaphosa to speak about whether he will want to see increment in their fees and so on. So the ANC will do anything currently to people. So this statement will try to appeal to general society to say, please vote for us because we really need to see this thing happening in South Africa. So those are the issues that I think maybe in this season, the Ramaphosa must reflect and must deeply engage the South African people about that.
Well, Dr. John Molepo, thank you very much for that, sir, and we do appreciate you taking time out. And I'm sure, as much as we are, you're going to keep, all eyes will be at the Cape Town City Hall later this evening when President Cyril Ramaphosa takes the podium and addresses the nation. So I'm sure a lot will be said. A lot of analysis will be done after the SONA takes place. But for now, we thank you. We do appreciate you taking time out and talking to us right here on Salam Media.
All right, thank you.
Dr. John Molepo with us, political analyst ahead of SONA 2024. Remember, shortly we will be joined by Dr. Azam Tamimi, a guest of the Palestine Information Network, a British Palestinian academic, political activist. We are coming to you live out of the Qurtuba Islamic Academy this morning.